Hello, you budget-minded guitar players. I mean, budget, we're under $1,000. Is that budget? I don't know. But compared to the big Music Mans, which this is a facsimile of, copy, not really copy, but the cheaper, reduced version made in Indonesia, it is budget. Now, when I first saw the St. Vincent, I was like, what the crap are they thinking? But then you know that it's for Annie Clark, and then you understand that it is, you know, made for the female form, but even then it doesn't really matter, because then you hold on, you play one, you're like, this is a cool guitar. So when I first got my St. Vincent, I was very flashed, because I didn't want to like it, but I really did. These guitars clock in at around 3K in Germany, if you can get them somewhere. And comparing this sterling to it is kind of not fair, because this is the double humbucker version. So let me go through this really quick. This is probably not the one I would have wanted, because this is sunburst with gold and these plasticky pearloid knobs. It was a limited edition, and that's what they said we want you to have, Henning. Okay, fine. I'm not complaining, but it wouldn't be my first pick. But it's a phenomenal guitar. Now, this is from the first push of St. Vincent's that came out, and when Annie Clark worked, is it Annie Clark? I think that's her name. I don't know. Worked with Music Man, she wanted a rosewood neck, and there's the rosewood neck, and it's such a beautiful neck, and I love rosewood necks. That would be my choice on any guitar that I get built for myself. So it's actually a really gorgeous grain on this neck, if you look at this. It's a really, really gorgeous neck. It's a great guitar. Can it be compared to this? No, this has a maple neck, and tone wood is a real thing, I'm sorry. But also, it's got the 3 mini humbuckers. You get the sterling version in the 3 mini humbuckers. But the special thing here is, in the first position, which I call first position, so usually neck, it's not neck, it's actually these two, and you have a very telly type sound. The second position is all 3, and then you got one, bonk, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So middle to the back is 1, 2, 3, and the first 2 are special kind of sounds, which are actually very usable. You do not have this on the sterling version, at least not, of course, on the 2 humbucker versions. I assume that the 3 mini humbucker version from Sterling has that. So this one should clock in at, I don't know, 800 to 850 euro. 2 humbuckers, we don't know which ones. Mahogany body, we have to take their word for it. Maple neck. So later, next NAMM I went to, these were only there in roasted maple. And of course, Music Man was all bullshitty about why. Whoa, you know, that's what Annie wanted, blah, blah. Rosewood was a problem. Rosewood was a listed wood. You couldn't get it, which now has been loosened for the guitar industry, but it was the 1 or 2 years where rosewood was very much a problem. And of course, they had to go away from rosewood, telling the people, oh, it's what the endorser wanted. No, just be honest. Come on. See, this is what happened. We had to go away from rosewood, which now means that the St. Vincent's come in roasted maple necks. This does not have roasted maple. This is just maple. Made in Indonesia, locking tuners, which are decent. They're not mind-blowing, but they do the job, and it's locking tuners under 900 euro, which is good. That's, you know, what it should be. These are Schallers. They're not perfect. They should be in that price range, but they're not. They're okay, but once in a while there's a little bit of, what? I don't want that in that price range. Music Man loves to put these stupid cavity covers on the top, which is kind of not so bad because of really thin aluminum. However, they should really, you know, sink them in. Here, they have plastic, thick plastic. Look at this. Why? And it's not sunk in. Any Harley Benton for $150 has that sunk in. That's one extra step, people. It's one extra tiny step, and that's just a big piece of plastic just on the top, because apparently that's how Music Man does it. Please, Music Man, don't do it. Everyone bitches about it. Why are you doing it? Especially on the high-end guitars, but also not on cheap guitars, where the factory in Indonesia is probably saying, why don't we just sink it in? It's 3 minutes extra. Nope. These cupcakey things on this one are rather wobbly, and I've been pushing around on it, trying to get it to be straight. I can't make it work. For some reason, on this one, totally fine. On the big one. This is not perfectly set up. I think you can get these individual bent saddles down quite a bit further. I'm not going to fiddle with it too much because it's going back. I adjusted the neck, which worked fine. The Mariposa had an issue with the truss rod. This is fine. I got the neck a little bit closer. The action isn't perfect, but I think looking at how high the saddles are, you can easily make that happen. Don't know where the trem arm is. Sorry, probably still at the distributor. We're not even going to check that. It has a thick-ass trem block, which is good. As I said, who knows what the pickups are. Looks-wise, looks department, we're dead freaking on. We got everything on the headstock that should be there. We got the beautiful, makes you feel your cross-eyed inlays in the fretboard, which here are probably, I'm going to say plastic. And on the big one, they're also plastic, but they're actually just wider. These are a little bit thinner. Actually, these are kind of nicer. The one thing where you see that the more expensive one has more attention to detail is the back. So if you look at this one, the transition from body to neck. Do you see that step? There's a little ledge here. Why? I mean, obviously that requires some more precise shaping, and that's obviously much more precisely done. That's what you get for thousands more. Let's go into sounds. Going into the Artesound, Vibrosound 2 on the clean channel. It's pretty much a clean amp. That wooden thing up there. Got a little bit of reverb, and we're in the neck position. In between, number one, I call it position 2, you probably call it 4. Middle, more beef again. Oh, this one also has the typical Music Man compensated nut up there. And this doesn't. So now I'm here like in these two or something. All three. very telly-esque when you're in that first position. And now we're actually on the first mini humbucker. Second one. This has spank, this has smack, which is probably due to the rosewood neck. It's a very unique guitar, and it's definitely different than that one. But different woods, different pickups, really difficult to compare. Very different price range, and you can't even get this one anymore because it's got the rosewood neck. But at, let's say, $830, $840, whatever this is a very decent guitar. And if you're in the market for a St. Vincent, there literally is no comparison. Either you fork over the $3,000 for one of these, or this. Those are your two choices. There isn't a, well, but I'm going to buy one from another brand. No one's making this shape, which is actually rather small and very ergonomic when you're playing it on a strap. And when you're a woman, this is a super comfortable guitar with all the shapings. It's just a great guitar made for a great artist. We're going to pump it into a couple of different amps just to let you know. And there we go. RedSeven on the Vintage channel. Let's do the Soldano SLO100. You probably wouldn't pair an 800 euro guitar with a 4,000 euro amp, but why not? And we're in the Morgan MVP66, which is a classic Marshall JCM type sound. Rolls the top end quite a bit off quite. Rolls the off top bit a bit quite a bit. Language hard. Okay, more amps. We're going, well, why not? Into the orange Super Crush 100, which is $499 transistor all the way on the top right there, which is probably fair pairing with this guitar because it's a €500 100-watt transistor amp with an €800 guitar. Into the Morgan AC20, which is Voxish, probably a very good pairing as well. Marshall JCM800. And why not? Do we have a last but not least? No, that was it. And back into the Artesound. So what's the bottom line? Can you afford this? Well, if you can and you want to, then buy the big one because you want a St. Vincent. If you cannot, this will give you the look. It will give you a lot of the feel. I would say about a good 80 to 85% of the feel. Are the tones as refined? No. Does anyone give a flying rat's ass? No. If you play like a motherfucker, then it doesn't matter. Will the more expensive one entice you to be more inspired and have the notes fly out of the guitar? Yes, if you're a guitar player that can tickle them out of the strings. If you want to have fun, not break the bank, and you want a St. Vincent, this will do the job. It's got locking tuners, gets a thumbs up from me. Got a decent trem that's sitting on the top. I'm good with it. Pickups, I wouldn't change them. They'll do the trick. A little bit wonky knobs. Okay, find a way to actually put them straight. Pickup switch, right position. What the crap is this? Does it matter to you? Probably not. It's just a pet peeve I have. Side dots are not perfectly centered in the fretboard, but that's okay. They're at least white and you can see them. Not like on the new Fender Player Plus where you have to look for them with binoculars. Because why would you put really gently bright dots in the neck where you can't freaking see them? And that one's more expensive. Sorry, Fender, you messed up there. These dots clearly visible. Are they lumen lace? No. Are they lumen lace there? No. There should be lumen lace on that one. I think it's not a 100% true recreation of the original, but if it was, you'd buy the original. For the money, this is a solid instrument that will get you the look and feel of the St. Vincent at a reduced cost. Again, setup should be better. These saddles have not been touched by a setup man, by a setup seppel. I don't know what these people are called. Guitar technician. Go when you buy it, spend the extra $50, have it set up, and you're good to go. Most people will be thinking she is playing a St. Vincent, not a Sterling St. Vincent. And even if they thought that, who's gonna bitch about that? Don't be a snob. Use my links below the video, that helps me. Thank you, Sterling and Musikmeier. And animals at the end.
It's times like these that show us what we're all about. And will you please be strong enough to sit this out? I'll see you on the other side. There's kisses and rainbows for everyone. The time will come, but not tonight. It's why we have to stay 6 feet apart. We're gonna come together. We hold all the cards. We only have to play them right. So do your part.